Nobody thought of this proof. Money spent on the fake Mueller-Comey dossier probe proves that the mainstream media was allowed to run with a bogus report of investigations 18 months after it ended in a dead end, just so they could keep the Russia collusion alive until they could figure out how to get Trump out of the Oval Office. This was caught by one of our subscribers. The phone call to me this morning follows. Warning. The following video may contain language that is not suitable for children and social justice warrior snowflakes, prudes, or virtue signalers.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, good morning, Dave. How you doing?
All right, I just got up. What's up?
I know you got my message because I see you give me a thumbs up, right?
Yeah, I saw
Last
that.
message I sent. Did you ever think of what I said? Had you put that together in your head?
About what?
You know, I said that it occurred to me, I remembered, like, after the Mueller Report came out, right?
Right.
They all saying, after 2.5 years and $25 million, everybody says that. Mainstream news media, Hannity, everybody. That's a given. That happened, okay?
Right.
Even the fake news says that. Okay, but originally, a year and a half ago, because now Hannity and them are all saying, all the Patriots, you know, Hannity and Ingram and all them, and Tucker Carlson and Rush Limbaugh, they're all saying that, you know, that Robert Mueller sat on it for a year and a half. Of course, the mainstream news media is denying that, you know, but the guys that are on the side we're on are all saying that they know they sat on it for a year and a half, but CNN and all is denying it, which, you know, they're going to do. But what I'm saying is, I was sitting there thinking, you know something? I remember back a year ago, back after it was a year into the investigation, that Hannity were griping and Rush, you know, how we spent a year and they still haven't found nothing, and now we're up to $25 million so far, and they're still investigating. They've got nothing. I wonder how much it's going to end up costing by the time this is all over with.
Yeah, right? I don't know.
So a year into it, it cost $25 million, but 2.5 years later, it cost $25 million. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I see you.
It proves what CNN is denying and the fake news is denying, that Robert Mueller sat on it for a year and a half. Hannity has never mentioned what I'm telling you. None of these guys. I don't know if they put the connection together, but I remember them all talking about how it's cost $25 million, and it's been a year, you know, and here we are 2.5 years later. So that would have to mean that by that standard, if it was costing $25 million a year, another year and a half would total up to $62,500,000.
Yep.
That's $25 million a year. That's a second year, another $25 million, plus another half a year at $12.5 million.
Yep.
So why hasn't the price went up from 1 year to 2.5 years? There's where your proof is that he sat on it for a year and a half.
Right. Yep.
But I'm saying, how come nobody is mentioning this?
I mentioned it. I said that, you know, this shit's it was done 3 months before the midterms.
But I'm saying,
and they just hung on to it to give the media a fucking, you know, the bullshit to throw at Trump, because they had nothing else.
Hannity and Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham, but Dan Bongino, Judge Pirro, Sebastian Gorka, all these guys, they're all saying what you just said. They sat on it for a year and a half now. But I'm saying that none of them people have mentioned that, you know, they mentioned the fact that CNN and mainstream news media is denying this. That they're saying that that's bullshit, that he investigated 2.5 years. But Hannity and them are all saying, though, they know that he sat on it for a year and a half. Right. How come none of these people on the conservative side are saying, here is the proof that he sat on it for a year and a half because of the money?
Right.
It cost $45 million, and everybody reported this. And Hannity can go back and do a montage where any of these people could, Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, showing where CNN and all these talking heads on the mainstream news media were saying that Robert Mueller had spent $25 million at the end of a year. He could go back and say that and say, now we're still only spent $25 million. That means they investigated it for a year and a half for free.
Yeah,
This is the things of proof. The money is proof that what we're saying is right. That that the money proves us being right, not CNN. CNN is claiming that Hannity's lying about it. But the conservatives are lying that Robert Mueller investigated 2.5 years. Yeah. Hannity and the conservatives are all saying that no, he's had it done. It's been sitting on it for a year and a half. He was done the first year.
Right.
But how come nobody's using the money to back up what they're saying about the fact that it was only a year's investigation and a year and a half of sitting on it?
Well, that's a good question. And that's, the answer is obvious.
Right. I know me and you saying that, but I'm saying I wonder if any of them had connected that in their head. Maybe they didn't think about it.
Maybe they didn't think about it because, government money, who the fuck knows where it goes?
But don't you think Hannity's on our side, or you think he's a shill?
No, he's on our side for sure.
He's not?
Yeah, he's on our side.
That's what I'm saying. How come he's the one saying that Robert Mueller and Tucker Carlson? And look, I watch Carlson. I watch every night. I turned on Carlson first, and I was right through the Hannity, and then the Laura Ingraham.
Yeah.
Okay, and all three of them are saying, and they got Bongino on their show. I watch Judge Pirro on the weekends and all, and I watch what's his name, Waters. He's good too, Jesse Waters. And I watch all these people, right? So I'm saying that every night and on the weekends too, they all say, and then they got their guests like Sebastian Gorka and Dan Bongino and different conservatives on there. Anyway, they all say that it was a year that he investigated for a year and he's been done with it, and he already just sat on it for a year and a half. But how come none of these people are bringing up the fact that we can prove what we're saying by the money?
Right. The money ain't going up, then it means it stopped a year and a half ago.
Right, that proves it. But Hannity and none of them have said that. I don't understand why they haven't.
I don't know. They probably missed it. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. They got so much on their plate, they probably missed it.
Yep.
That's why I suggested when I sent you that text this morning sometime that maybe you should put a little short thing out saying, here's the proof that it was sat on for a year and a half. Here's the money after a year, and 2.5 years later, the price is still the same.
Right.
So that would have to mean that he would have had to work for a year and a half for free, and they're not going to do that.
Right.
I'm saying they caught themselves in their own damn lie.
They always do. They always step.
I know that, but
they always step on their own dick when they report
nobody has brought this out. And when I found out about it, I was sitting on the crapper, and I'm like, wait a minute. I just was here. A Hannity was on when I was sitting in there, and I had the radio turned up so I could hear him when I went in there. And I'm like, I'm here by myself. My wife's working. My daughter was over at her grandma's. So I'm here by myself, and I'm sitting. I got the door open. I'm trying to still hear Hannity, and all of a sudden it dawns to me, hey, wait a minute. I'm back because Hannity was saying after 2.5 years on the radio, he said, after 2.5 years, and $25 million, we got a big fat nothing burger,
Right.
And I'm thinking, wait a minute. It just dawned on me that y'all were saying that after the first year that, it was $25 million. How come nobody's bringing this up?
Yeah, how come the price didn't go up? Because they stopped the investigation and they just let the mainstream media run with the bullshit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. How come nobody has put it together? And that's why I said maybe you should put it out there because you'd be the first one to do it.
Well, you know what? How about if I put this conversation on the video?
Hey, that's fine with me.
Yeah, all right.
You look, anytime I can help you, you know, I'll be glad to. I just sat there. I was thinking, you know, because what got me to thinking about it was that Hannity was saying that at that very moment, he was saying after 2.5 years, we got and $25 million, we got a big fat nothing. And
Right.
but
Yeah.
he was saying how Robert Mueller has been sitting on this. And then I thought, well, why didn't you bring out that the money was only at $25 million after a year? This proves what I'm saying.
Right. It should be 60, 70 million by now.
Right. If you go by $25 million a year, it's exactly 6250. Right? 25 plus half of 25.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
2,500,000.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna put this conversation on a video.
All right, man.
That explains everything. Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Jimmy.
Okay.
I really appreciate the heads up. That's a good point. Good point. Excellent.
They stepped on their own feet, man, and not one person has mentioned this. That's why I can't figure out why nobody caught it.
Yeah. Well, you caught it, and now we caught it.
But I'm nobody, man. If I can figure it out, so be sure somebody else should be able to figure it out.
Well, listen, how many times people look at those 9/11 videos and the planes crashing the building and never noticed that the left wing of the plane that hit the South Tower went behind the building that was a quarter of a mile away?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that.
And you don't notice that until somebody that thinks a little bit different than you notices it and says, "Hey, wait a minute. The plane can't go behind the building that's a quarter of a mile away."
Well, for one thing, I didn't know the building was a quarter mile away, and when it goes by at real time, you don't see that.
You're not looking for it. You don't see what you're not looking for.
Right, and I saw the slow down video somebody put out on YouTube, and they slow it down and say, "Now watch this. Whether you realize this or not, this building looks closer in the video, and it does look closer in the film.
Yeah,
this
but it's close enough. Away. Close or not, even if it was right across the street, the wing of the plane can't go behind the building and still crash into the South Tower.
I know that, and you know that, but I'm saying,
and how many times you look at that video and you see the antenna on the building fall over into the cloud and never come out the other side.
Right, but only what I'm saying was the fact that it goes by so quickly, like when it's in real time, you just don't have a split second to see that.
Right.
When I saw the slowed down version, it was real obvious, and when it goes by so quick, unless you're looking for that, you're not going to see it.
Right. And the same thing with that video. They tried to ban that. They took my channel off. The whole fucking channel they took off because of that video that I tried to post about that fake first-person shooter thing over in the land of the Roos and the Joeys.
I sent that to President Trump on his Twitter feed.
Yeah.
When it says reply, you know, I told you I was going to do it like early in the morning when he first turned around. That's what I did. I don't know when it was, like about 3 or 4 in the morning, when he starts tweeting again. You know, it might have been 5, but the first tweet that I saw, I replied to it like I was the first person to reply.
Oh, cool.
And I put reply, and I said, "Here's this link," and I said, "I got a friend of mine who put this out. I think I mentioned your name, and I said, here it is. It's at Net4 Truth. My friend Dave, you know, is put this out, and maybe you should check into it because the world needs to know it was fake."
Yep. And the reason they want it banned, and the reason they got they're trying to scrub the internet for this thing is because they got dead Hajis being buried behind this bullshit video.
Right. And where do they come from?
Where they come from. And I guarantee you, I know where they came from. Old John Podesta set it up. He went and bought bodies from the morgues and went over to funeral homes and paid for the funerals if the relatives would say, yeah, he died in this fake shootout.
So you're saying these people won't kill somewhere else just to bury them? They were already just cadavers.
They were already dead. So you say that Mr. Haji here died in the shootout, and we'll pay for your funeral.
I got you.
I guarantee you. I mean, I have no proof, but I'm sitting here like one of those CSI guys, doing the profiles, and I'm trying to figure why would they want to ban a fake video that everybody knows that sees it knows it's fake. The shell casings disappear into thin air. Then he takes the shotgun and he discharges the shotgun at his windshield from inside the car, and it does nothing.
Yeah, and that toupee being pulled along by a piece of fishing line.
That was funny as shit. That was the funniest shit I ever seen in my life.
Those old, like, 50s, or I say 60s, UFO films where you can see the shadow of the guy's hand on the wall of the string. The plastic model, you can see the string and the guy's shadow.
Yeah, and you notice that hair extension goes it goes the end first instead of what would really happen if somebody got capped like that. It flies off with the thin end first.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when he walked up to that guy and shot that guy in the head inside the mosque.
Yeah.
There wasn't not even one dot of blood came out of that guy's head.
With a 223 NATO FMJ. That does not happen, pal. I've seen
a damn 25 pistol. It still wouldn't happen. A blood spatter would come up.
Yep. Even a 22 short. Even a 22 short would make a big splot.
Something would make the damn blood spatter. Hell, a damn one of these powerful air rifles that they use for competition would make a blood splatter.
Yeah, well,
blood would come out. You know what I'm saying?
They succeeded. They succeeded in making the quest for the video even stronger. Everybody wants to see that video.
Well, when you shoot anything, it twitches around when it dies.
Right.
Even if you get a perfect headshot and it drops dead instantly.
Right.
It still twitches. Not one person in that whole pile of people he's shooting twitches or even moves.
Right. Yeah.
So what I said to you before was that if he was such a good shot that he could just spray that whole crowd and kill everyone with a perfect one shot in the head, instantaneously, their body would still be twitching.
Yep.
And nobody could shoot that good anyway, but I'm just saying, even if he had some kind of divine power that he could shoot that good, that he could just spray that crowd and everyone one shot right in the head, rapid fire.
Right.
They'd still be laying there in a mass of twitching bodies. And the first thing that got me that I saw was when he walks in there, it's like they're all laying in a pile.
Yeah.
Waiting to be shot. They're not spraying. They're on top of each other in a big pile, like a football huddle, like a pile up in a football game, Yeah. Like stacked up in the corner like firewood. In this corner is 25, over here's 30, over 15, and they're just laying there piled up.
Unbelievable. Listen, Jimmy, let me go, brother.
On their knees, they'd be in rows praying, not in a big pile on top of one another.
Yep. Listen, Jimmy, let me go. Let me get this thing done here, and we'll talk to you later, brother.
God bless you and your family, Dave. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome, sir. Take care. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net4Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/Net4Truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.